technology, and it was this ancient apocalypse 12,800 years ago that wiped that from the human memory banks almost completely. What if I told you that under the sands of the Sahara Desert, scientists have uncovered something so extraordinary it's rewriting history? From ancient human civilizations to traces of a lush green Sahara, the desert holds secrets we never imagined. And here's the shocking part, some researchers are even hinting at alien involvement. These discoveries are shaking the world, revealing extraordinary sights beneath the desert that could change everything we thought we knew about our planet and beyond. Let's go. Number 15, a meteorite older than the Earth. Imagine walking through the barren, scorching Sahara Desert only to stumble upon a piece of rock older than any you've ever seen. Not just old by Earth standards, but ancient by the universe's clock. That's exactly what scientists uncovered with the discovery of the Derg CHCH002, or EC002 for short, meteorite, a space rock so rare and remarkable it's sending shock waves through the scientific community. How can a rock like this exist, and where did it come from? Well, EC002 isn't just a meteorite, it's a time machine that takes us back to the very birth of our solar system, a staggering 4.6 billion years ago. Researchers believe it came from a protoplanet, a small, now destroyed world that was once part of the chaotic early universe. This meteorite might be the last surviving piece of a planet that no longer exists, a cosmic puzzle piece from a time when planets like Earth were just starting to form. But what makes EC002 so shocking is its unique composition. Unlike most meteorites made of basalt, this one is made of andesite, a rare volcanic rock typically found in places like the Andes Mountains or volcanic islands. This sets EC002 apart from anything else we've ever found, offering a window into parts of the universe we know almost nothing about. What's even more mind-boggling is how long this rock took to cool after it melted. Researchers estimate that the magma within EC002 took over 100,000 years to solidify. Just think, while that slow, patient process unfolded, the universe was still forming its first stars and galaxies. The scarcity of similar meteorites suggests that most of these ancient bodies either coalesced to form planets or were destroyed in the violent early days of the solar system. Incredibly, EC002 survived, providing scientists with a unique opportunity to study the building blocks of planets, including our own. Number 14, Cave Paintings of Gilf Keba. What if I told you that thousands of years ago, people were swimming in the middle of the Sahara Desert? Sounds impossible, right? Yet, deep in the heart of the desert, hidden within the rugged Gilf Keba Plateau, lies the Cave of Swimmers. This remote, mysterious cave holds one of the most shocking discoveries of ancient art, vivid paintings of human figures swimming through what seems to be a lake. In other words, they're swimming in a place that's now one of the driest, most unforgiving regions on Earth. The cave paintings are believed to be around 8,000 years old, dating back to a time when the Sahara wasn't a barren sea of sand but a lush, green paradise filled with rivers and lakes. These artworks provide a mind-bending glimpse into a Sahara that was once full of life, a stark contrast to the harsh desert we know today. But here's where it gets even more mysterious. Who were these swimmers, and what were they trying to tell us? The figures are delicately painted, depicting graceful movements in water, yet no one knows exactly why they were created or what they truly represent. Could these be depictions of rituals, celebrations, or daily life in an ancient oasis? Or is there something even deeper at play here, a message left behind by a civilization lost to the sands of time? The cave itself is located in one of the most remote and difficult-to-reach parts of the Sahara, straddling the border between Egypt and Libya. For centuries, it remained unknown to the outside world until it was rediscovered in the 20th century by Hungarian explorer Laszlo Almásy, yes, the same one from the English Patient Star. Almásy was stunned by what he found, the hidden world of prehistoric art in a desert where no one would ever expect to find evidence of water. These paintings are powerful reminders that the Sahara has not always been the vast, empty desert we see today. Climate change transformed the region, and the Cave of Swimmers is one of the few remaining pieces of evidence of that forgotten fertile past. Number 13. Spinosaurus. Forget everything you thought you knew about dinosaurs, because what if I told you one of the largest predators in history didn't roam dry land but ruled the rivers? Meet the Spinosaurus, a beast unlike any other, and its story is one of the most shocking discoveries the Sahara has ever revealed. In a jaw-dropping discovery, archaeologists unearthed over 1,200 dinosaur teeth in Morocco. Nearly half of these belong to the Spinosaurus, proving that this prehistoric giant wasn't just an occasional swimmer, it was a true aquatic predator. That's right, the Sahara wasn't always a dry, sun-scorched wasteland. 100 million years ago, it was home to vast, flowing rivers, and lurking beneath the surface was the Spinosaurus, a monster that dwarfed even the mighty T-Rex. But what makes this discovery truly shocking is that it changes everything we thought we knew about dinosaurs. Unlike most predators, Spinosaurus was specially built for water. Measuring a staggering 49 feet long and weighing an unbelievable 6 tons, this creature had a long, crocodile-like snout packed with conical teeth, perfect for snatching up fish. Its sail-like fin rising high from its back wasn't just for show, it may have helped this aquatic giant glide through the ancient waters of what is now the Sahara. And get this, Spinosaurus's sheer dominance in the water is backed by numbers. Researchers found that a mind-boggling 45% of all dinosaur teeth discovered in the area came from Spinosaurus, proving that it was the apex predator of these prehistoric rivers. This wasn't a dinosaur wandering along riverbanks, it lived in the water, making it one of the very few semi-aquatic dinosaurs ever discovered. The discovery of Spinosaurus teeth in such large quantities. The numbers paint a picture of a terrifying predator that ruled its aquatic environment with unmatched power. Spinosaurus wasn't just another land-based predator, it was a river monster, a creature perfectly adapted to dominate one of the largest waterways that ever existed in the Sahara. Do you think there are still undiscovered fossils in the Sahara that could change our understanding of dinosaurs even more? In the heart of the unforgiving Sahara Desert, where temperatures soar by day and plummet by night, something unbelievable exists: tiny wild kittens born in the middle of the most barren place on Earth. These aren't your ordinary house cats, they are asterisks and cat kittens asterisk, one of the most mysterious and elusive creatures on the planet. Sand cats are known as desert ghosts because they are almost impossible to spot. They blend perfectly with the sandy dunes and are masters of survival in the harshest conditions. But it's the sighting of sand cat kittens that shocked the world. In a place where life seems nearly impossible, these kittens are thriving. How do they do it? The discovery of sand cat kittens in the Sahara is nothing short of a miracle. Sand cats are nocturnal, spending the brutal daytime heat hidden underground in burrows. At night, they emerge to hunt, their paws specially adapted to walk silently on the sand without sinking. This stealth makes them virtually invisible to both predators and researchers, which is why finding a litter of sand cat kittens is so rare. But what's even more astonishing is how these tiny felines survive in such an extreme environment. Sand cats don't need to drink water, they get all the hydration they need from the prey they hunt, such as small rodents, birds, and insects. The fact that these kittens are born into an ecosystem where food and water are scarce makes their survival even more of a marvel. In 2017, a team of researchers managed to capture footage of 3 sand cat kittens in the Moroccan Sahara for the very first time. These kittens, only a few weeks old, were the first evidence that sand cats were successfully breeding in the wild. It was an exciting breakthrough that sent ripples through the scientific community. Prior to this, very little was known about sand cat reproduction or how their kittens grew up in the wild. These kittens are not just adorable, they are proof of nature's incredible ability to adapt and survive. Despite the harshest conditions, life finds a way to thrive in the most 6 unexpected corners of the world. Buried beneath the sands of the Sahara, shimmering like gemstones, lies one of the desert's most shocking secrets: Libyan desert glass. This glowing yellow-green glass isn't just beautiful, it's the result of a cosmic catastrophe so powerful that it transformed the very sand beneath our feet. But how did this happen, and what caused such a dramatic event in one of the harshest places on Earth? Libyan desert glass, found scattered across a remote area of the Sahara in western Egypt, is thought to have formed around 29 million years ago. That's right, 29 million years ago, something happened in the Sahara that was so explosive, so catastrophic, that it turned ordinary sand into glass. But here's the mystery: scientists still aren't entirely sure what caused it. The most widely accepted theory suggests a massive meteorite impact. Imagine a colossal space rock slamming into the Earth with such force that it created temperatures hotter than the surface of the Sun. This would have melted the surrounding sand, turning it into glass in the blink of an eye. However, there's a twist: no impact crater has ever been found in the area, leaving researchers puzzled. Some suggest that the meteorite might have exploded in the atmosphere before hitting the ground, a phenomenon known as an air burst. Even more intriguing is the fact that this glass wasn't just left forgotten in the desert. It has been a prized material for thousands of years. Incredibly, Libyan desert glass was even used in ancient Egypt. The most famous example is one of the jewels in the burial mask of the legendary pharaoh Tutankhamun, which is made of this mysterious glass. But the mysteries don't end there. While the Sahara's desert glass is relatively well known among scientists, the full scale of the event that created it remains largely unexplored. Was it a single explosion, or could there be more, scattered across the desert, waiting to be discovered? Whatever the truth may be, the desert glass is a reminder of the unimaginable power the universe holds and a symbol of how even in the most desolate places on Earth, something extraordinary can be found. 9. You have heard of castles made of sand, but what about entire kingdoms buried beneath it? In the Sahara, archaeologists have unearthed stunning sand castles, real fortresses that once guarded a thriving desert empire. These are the lost fortresses of the mysterious Garamantes people, and their story is one of the most mind-blowing discoveries in the history of the Sahara. Using satellite imagery and high-resolution aerial photographs, researchers have uncovered over 100 fortress settlements in the southwestern region of Libya. These ancient fortresses, dating back as far as the 2nd century BC and continuing until the 7th century AD, belong to a highly advanced civilization that thrived in one of the harshest environments on Earth. But who were the Garamantes, and how did they manage to build an entire kingdom in the middle of the Sahara? The Garamantes were far from the barbaric desert nomads that early historians once believed. In fact, they were sophisticated engineers and farmers. They developed intricate irrigation systems known as fogaras, which tapped into underground water reservoirs, allowing them to cultivate crops like wheat, barley, and even grapes in the scorching desert heat. They didn't just survive in the desert, they thrived. These fortresses, some of which stand up to 13 feet tall, were more than just defensive structures. They were the centers of bustling towns and villages, surrounded by farms and date plantations. The Garamantes also had a written language, trade routes stretching across the desert, and a complex social hierarchy. This ancient kingdom was a powerhouse of knowledge and innovation. But then, it vanished, swallowed by the sands of time. Why did this advanced civilization disappear? Historians believe that as water sources began to dry up and climate conditions worsened, the Garamantes could no longer sustain their way of life. The fall of the Roman Empire and rising conflict in the Mediterranean may have also contributed to their decline. The discovery of these hidden fortresses is nothing short of astonishing, but with the outbreak of civil war in Libya in 2011, research into these sites was abruptly halted, leaving much of their story untold. However, archaeologists are hopeful that as stability returns, more secrets of this lost civilization will be uncovered. 37 million years ago, whales swam through the very place where today only sand dunes stretch as far as the eye can see. Welcome to Wadi al-Hitan, the Valley of the Whales, where the desert reveals its most unbelievable secret. Wadi al-Hitan is a UNESCO World Heritage Site in Egypt and one of the most shocking and mind-bending discoveries in the Sahara, as it holds the fossilized remains of some of the earliest forms of whales dating back 37 million years. Back then, this part of the Sahara wasn't a desert at all, it was a vast, shallow sea. These ancient whales, known as Basilosaurus and Dorudon, were part of the evolutionary transition of whales from land-dwelling animals to the ocean giants we know today. Yes, you heard that right, these fossils reveal that whales once walked on land before fully adapting to life in the water. Adapting to life in the ocean, the fossils found here are so well preserved that scientists have even uncovered intact stomach contents in some cases, providing rare and invaluable insights into what these ancient creatures ate. One of the most shocking aspects of the discovery is that some of the whales still had tiny vestigial legs, proof of their transition from land to sea. It's an evolutionary missing link frozen in time. The fossils at Wadi al-Hitan are more than just bones, they are windows into a world long gone. The site includes hundreds of ancient whale skeletons scattered across the desert like relics from another era. These creatures were once apex predators, dominating the prehistoric seas. What other ancient creatures do you think could be hiding beneath the Sahara's sands? Let us know your wildest theories in the comments. Number 8. Flying Saucer. A photograph allegedly showing a flying saucer buried near King Tut's tomb has sparked wild theories about aliens in ancient Egypt. But is there any truth to these claims, or is this just another desert mirage? The Valley of the Kings is one of the most famous archaeological sites on Earth, home to the legendary tomb of King Tutankhamun and countless other ancient Egyptian rulers. And now, it's tied to one of the most jaw-dropping claims of all, alien technology buried alongside Egypt's greatest rulers. So, what's the story behind this alleged flying saucer? According to the tale, this photograph shows an ancient disc-shaped object uncovered during an excavation. It was allegedly discovered near one of the pharaoh's tombs, sparking rumors that aliens played a role in ancient Egyptian civilization. The Valley of the Kings, one of the most well-trodden archaeological sites in the world, isn't exactly a place you'd expect to find something as outlandish as an extraterrestrial spacecraft, but this photograph suggests otherwise, or so the legend goes. The idea of alien involvement in Egypt is nothing new. Many conspiracy theorists argue that the precision and scale of the Great Pyramids of Giza couldn't have been achieved without extraterrestrial help. These theories have even made their way into pop culture, with comic books and movies portraying aliens as the architects of ancient wonders. But does this photograph offer concrete proof that aliens visited Earth? Not quite. If a flying saucer had indeed been uncovered in the Valley of the Kings, it would have been front-page news worldwide. Mainstream archaeologists have dismissed the photo as either a hoax or a simple case of misidentification. After all, the valley is filled with strange and ancient artifacts that could easily be mistaken for something otherworldly, especially under the gaze of eager UFO hunters. And yet, the rumor persists, fueled by the allure of the unknown. What makes this story so compelling isn't just the supposed photo, but the way it taps into one of humanity's greatest mysteries: are we alone in the universe? The photograph might not provide the answer, but it certainly keeps us asking the question. Number 7. Green Sahara. It's hard to fathom, but the world's most famous desert, the Sahara, wasn't always a vast sea of scorching sand. Shockingly, there was a time when this desolate landscape was teeming with life, a lush green paradise that would be unrecognizable today. Welcome to the Green Sahara, an era when rivers flowed, lakes sparkled, and vegetation flourished in what is now the largest hot desert on the planet. Around 10,000 years ago, the Sahara was covered in vast savannas, dotted with lakes, rivers, and forests. This lush landscape is known as the African Humid period, and it lasted for several thousand years, turning the barren desert into a thriving ecosystem. The evidence of this green paradise is hidden beneath the sand, where ancient riverbeds and lake basins still lie waiting to be rediscovered. Today, scientists have already uncovered a treasure trove of fossils and rock art, proving that the Sahara was once home to a rich variety of wildlife, including elephants, giraffes, hippos, and crocodiles. The climate change that transformed this green paradise into the desert we see today is one of the most dramatic shifts in Earth's history. About 5,000 years ago, the monsoon rains that had nourished the land began to weaken. The fertile lands dried up, and the Sahara gradually turned into the arid desert we know today. This shift forced the animals and people who once thrived there to migrate in search of water and food, leaving behind their art, tools, and fossils as clues to this forgotten past. But here's where it gets even more mysterious: scientists believe the Sahara could one day turn green again. Some climate models suggest that changes in Earth's orbit, much like those that caused the African Humid period, could bring heavy rainfall back to the Sahara in the distant future, transforming the desert into a fertile landscape once more. Number 6. The Pyramids of Meroe. Think Egypt is the only place with ancient pyramids? Think again. Hidden deep in the Sahara Desert of Sudan are the Pyramids of Meroe, a site that many people have never even heard of, but they should. These stunning, sharp-pointed pyramids are the remnants of the once powerful kingdom of Kush, rivals to ancient Egypt, and their existence is one of the Sahara's most shocking discoveries. The kingdom of Kush thrived between 800 BC and 400 AD, and the pyramids of Meroe were the burial sites of its kings and queens. What's most surprising is the sheer number of these pyramids. There are over 200 of them, more than double the number found in all of Egypt. Their narrow, steep-sided design is strikingly different from the wide, flat-sided pyramids of Giza, yet they remain relatively unknown to most of the world. But here's the mystery: why did the Kingdom of Kush build so many pyramids, and why has their legacy been largely forgotten? The Meroe pyramids were built as part of a rich culture that had its own writing system, religious traditions, and unique art. They were also master traders, connecting Africa, the Middle East, and the Mediterranean. Sadly, many of these pyramids have been damaged or looted over the centuries, with treasure hunters smashing into burial chambers in search of riches. However, recent efforts are being made to protect and restore this hidden gem of the Sahara. Number 5. Lost fortresses and civilizations. Beneath the shifting sands of the Sahara, archaeologists uncovered a civilization that was once powerful, wealthy, and shockingly advanced: the Garamantes. Hardly anyone has heard of them, yet they thrived in one of the most unforgiving environments on Earth. The Garamantes weren't just desert nomads. They built cities, fortresses, and developed an irrigation system so sophisticated it rivaled the great civilizations of their time. The Garamantes ruled from about the 2nd century BC to the 7th century AD, right in the heart of the Sahara. Using underground channels called fogas, they tapped into ancient water reserves, allowing them to grow crops and sustain life in a place that seems impossible to survive. These hidden oases turned the desert into fertile land, making them master farmers and skilled traders. Their empire connected sub-Saharan Africa with the Mediterranean, trading goods like gold, slaves, and precious stones. So, what happened to this great desert empire? It is believed that climate change, dwindling water sources, and increased conflicts with neighboring powers led to their decline, leaving their once thriving cities buried under the Sahara sands. Number 4. The White Desert of Egypt. Welcome to the White Desert of Egypt, a breathtakingly bizarre landscape that looks like something straight out of a dream. This otherworldly desert isn't just an expanse of sand, it's a land of chalky white formations sculpted by nature over millions of years, and it's one of the most shocking natural wonders in the Sahara. The White Desert, located in Egypt's Farafra Depression, is famous for its unique rock formations. Massive pieces of white limestone and chalk have been carved into surreal shapes by the constant winds that whip through the area. These natural sculptures resemble everything from giant mushrooms and towering icebergs to animals like camels and eagles. Some visitors have even described the landscape as looking like a scene from another planet with its eerie, almost alien beauty. But this desert isn't just visually stunning, it holds secrets about Earth's ancient past. Millions of years ago, this area was actually submerged under a vast sea. Over time, the sea evaporated, leaving behind thick layers of limestone that have been eroded into the fantastical shapes we see today. Fossils of marine life have even been found here, offering a glimpse into a time when the Sahara was a very different place. Number 3. The Asala Man. In the blistering heat of the Sahara, a skeleton was discovered that changed everything we thought we knew about ancient humans. Meet the Asala Man, one of the oldest human remains ever found in the Sahara Desert. Unearthed in 1927 in what is now modern-day Mali, this shocking discovery stunned researchers and raised questions about who this person was and what life was like in a Sahara that was far different from the vast, empty desert we know today. The Asala Man's remains are estimated to be around 6,000 years old, dating back to a time when the Sahara was a green, fertile region teeming with life. This ancient skeleton belongs to a man who lived during the African humid period when rivers and lakes covered much of the desert. Fossils and artifacts found alongside the Asala Man suggest he was part of a thriving community that hunted, fished, and lived off the land in what was once a rich, green savanna. What makes the Asala Man truly fascinating is how well preserved his skeleton is, offering a rare glimpse into the life of ancient humans who roamed the Sahara thousands of years ago. But who exactly was he? His origins remain a mystery. The exact culture or group he belonged to is unknown, but his discovery points to the existence of early human populations living in the Sahara long before it turned into the harsh desert we see today. Number 2. Wan Namas. In the middle of the Sahara Desert, where you'd expect nothing but endless dunes, lies something almost too strange to believe, a volcanic oasis. Feast your eyes on Wan Namas, a surreal spot that seems more like a mirage than a real place. Located deep in the Libyan Sahara, this extinct volcanic crater holds a shocking secret. Within its dark volcanic field, there are lakes surrounded by lush vegetation. Wan Nama stands out for miles, its black volcanic ash field contrasting sharply against the surrounding golden sand. Stretching about 4 kilometers wide, this crater is surrounded by a 10 to 20 kilometers ring of volcanic ash, making it impossible to miss from above. But it's what's inside the crater that truly stuns visitors. Freshwater lakes fill the crater floor, surrounded by palm trees and reeds, creating an oasis in one of the driest places on Earth. What's more, Wan Namas is not just a natural oddity, it's a crucial stop for desert travelers and caravans, as the freshwater lakes provide a rare source of drinking water in the unforgiving desert. But beware, the name Wan Namas translates to crater of mosquitoes, and it lives up to its name. Despite being in the middle of a desert, the lakes are swarming with mosquitoes, a shock few expect when arriving at this hidden paradise. The formation of this volcanic oasis is still somewhat of a mystery. Scientists believe the volcanic activity that created Wan Namas happened thousands of years ago, but its remote location has left many questions about its origins unanswered. Would you brave the mosquitoes to explore this volcanic oasis? Number 1. Iron Man of the Sahara. Imagine being stranded in the middle of the Sahara Desert with nothing but a broken-down car, blistering heat, and no hope of rescue. For most people, that would be the end, but not for Emil Liri, who became known as the Iron Man of the Sahara after pulling off one of the most unbelievable survival feats ever. In 1993, Liri's car broke down in one of the most remote parts of the desert. With no way to call for help and miles of nothingness in every direction, Liri had two choices: walk and probably die, or come up with an insane plan. He chose the second. Using only the tools he had, he dismantled his car and built a motorcycle from the wreckage. That's right. In 12 grueling days under the scorching sun, Liri turned his broken Citroën 2CV into a fully functioning motorcycle. He used the car's body as shelter from the blistering heat during the day, and when it was finally ready, he rode out of the desert to safety on a DIY bike made of scrap. Liri's story is one of the most shocking tales of survival ever heard. His decision to create a motorcycle out of his broken car wasn't just genius, it was his only shot at living. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Click the next video for more exciting content.